relation to hair samples, will they be plucked or cut?
Again, this will be the type of detail that once we have the legislation, if the legislation is passed through Parliament, there will be a process associated with procuring a drug testing provider, and as part of that process, these details will be clarified.
Okay, so but where would they be plucked from? The head?
Sorry, Senator, I just said that these
But
details...
you must have some idea if you're looking at, introducing a trial to 5,000 Australians. There must have been consideration given to this. I mean, will hair be plucked from the head? What if the person's bald?
I think, as Mr Bennett said, we'll take these things into consideration through the procurement process, which actually is being undertaken by
So you're considering that?
By Services Australia. But
the testing of hair follicle, if someone has hair, doesn't have hair, where would they get it from if it's not from their head?
So
is that the sort of consideration that's
the experts
being done?
Would, take that into
but they must discuss that with you. I mean, this is a serious piece of legislation that the government wants to take through to the Parliament. Yes. Surely this kind of consideration about the testing.
Senator McCarthy, as I was mentioning before, the process by which these tests will occur are very much in line with the practice that exists currently in the workplace for the 3.5 million Australians that are currently
Okay, so you're able to then tell me, Minister, if you don't take hair follicle from the head, where else would you take it? What if someone's a Muslim and they wear a headband? Have you thought of those things? Are these sorts
Senator
of cultural
McCarthy,
sensitivities been taken into place?
But of course the design of anything that we do will need to be culturally sensitive. It will need to be appropriate for the individual. So, I think one of the things that we will immediately seek to do, should we get the passage of legislation through the Senate, which of course that's still yet to happen, that then the next process would be to undertake another more detailed consultation across a whole lot of areas to make sure that what is eventually rolled out is appropriate.
But Minister, your department is not giving any confidence around the consideration that should be given to this even before the piece of legislation goes through the Senate or is debated in the Senate. And I think it's important to hear from the department as to what kind of preparation or evidence they've received in relation to those areas of testing.